So before we begin, a few quick notes. You're probably familiar with Zoom. We would love to hear from you, your experiences, your questions. They help us to deliver the most impactful training. So please use the chat to submit questions and comments as we go through the webinar. We'll also address any open questions at the end of the webinar. We'll do a Q&A session. If you'd like to verbally ask a question, you can also raise your hand and we can call on you. So the first question we always get, yes, we will be recording this webinar. We'll be sending out a YouTube link to all registrants within the next week. My colleague Shannon here can also put into the chat. We'll be posting the recording of this webinar on a YouTube channel, which you can see on the screen here, ITRE Safety. You can follow our account to receive updates on new traffic safety content, including outreach videos and additional webinar recordings. So before we begin, I would like to recognize the team behind this effort. First, I'm happy to introduce Kevin Harrison. He's the Section Chief for Transportation Services at the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. So Kevin, take it away.
Welcome, everybody, and good afternoon. Thank you, Tracy. I just wanted to give a little bit of background on this effort, which is new for us. So, as part of the Governor's Highway Safety Program, as a Governor's Highway Safety Program grant, DPI contracted with ITRE to produce the educational materials you're going to hear about today, related to stopping for school buses and to organize and administrate an advertising campaign for us to reach people with this important information. So last year was the first year of it, and the target was media covering the areas in and around Fayetteville, North Carolina, Cumberland County, and continuing funding was approved for this year as well as next. And the effort is to attempt to continue to educate the general public on stopping for school buses. We would really encourage you to use your contacts to make the resources that you'll learn about today available to your communications department, law enforcement, really any other entities you work with to promote school bus safety so that they have access to these newer resources. Last year, just some background of last year's campaign. Last year, we did social media ads on Facebook and Instagram, and those reached about 290,000 people across a couple million impressions for those people, and about 1,300 or so click through for more information on the materials. We also did a combination of other things. Google Ads reported about 330,000 impressions and 10,000 or 11,000 more clicks through for more information on those Google ads. We also did some YouTube full and short video ads that made their way to 50,000 users or so. And then there was also a more classical media, radio, public service announcements, which they reported a reach of about 219,000 listeners. And we know that oftentimes that reach is actually further because even up, though we were targeting Cumberland County, even up in Raleigh, that station still reaches a fair bit of Wake County as well. So we think that this is a great use for those grant funds trying to continue the education because we know that stopping for school buses is a continuing problem in North Carolina, and educating new people, new drivers, new residents is an ongoing fight to make sure that students safely get to school. Thanks, Tracy, and I appreciate you taking the lead on this.
Thanks, Kevin. It's a joy to work with you. Next up, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Kevin Hart. He's the program manager for TIMS here at ITRE, which stands for the Transportation Information Management System. So Kevin, I'd like to introduce you.
Hello, everyone, and thanks again to Tracy and to Kevin Harrison. I'll be brief. I just want to thank all of our school transportation directors and our TIMS operators in attendance today. I think some of the best stuff you'll see is in the North Carolina Toolkit with various social media messages and posters that the schools could print, you can make available at different functions. Everything to get the word out about school transportation safety to new parents, new students, new staff. So good luck. Thanks again.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so I want to start first with the goal in mind. So we're all here today because we want North Carolina children to arrive safely home by bus. And we want to make sure that drivers are alert and attentive, that everyone on the road is paying attention to school buses, looking for children, looking for kids, and safely stopping as needed. So the campaign we'll cover today is called Safely Home by Bus. All of our materials and messaging fit under this framework because we really do want everyone to be thinking of the goal that kids are arriving safely home from school. So first, let's look at the problem. Unfortunately, as you all probably know, some North Carolina drivers do not stop for school buses. The National Association for State Directors of Pupil Transportation Services conducts an annual survey on illegal passings. Kevin Harrison and his team conduct this survey for North Carolina. For one day a year, school bus drivers report on how many drivers illegally pass them when they are fully stopped. So that means the stop arm is out. It is the red lights are flashing. They are fully stopped. And this year, North Carolina school bus drivers recorded illegal passings in April. And as you can see, it was bad. 2,690 drivers illegally passed a school bus on that one day. We can't extrapolate from that one day and assume that every single school day is this bad. But this one day of data collection shows that this is a huge problem. Out of the 40 states that participate in this annual survey, North Carolina is fifth, behind California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. So we do have to address this issue. Most illegal passings from the annual survey happen from the front. That means that more drivers are approaching the school bus on the other side of the road, and they aren't stopping when they're required to. So this is helpful information for us. We clearly need to get more drivers looking around and scanning widely for buses on the other side of the road. But we still also have an unacceptable number of illegal passings from behind, so we'll cover that too in our outreach. Most of the illegal passings from that day of data collection happened in the morning or in the afternoon. This makes sense, busiest time of day on the road, people are commuting to work, to school, but this is also something that we take into account with the campaign. These passings are happening when there's a lot going on. People might be in a rush, they might be distracted, but we really need to keep kids safe during the busiest of commutes too. So this timing also informs our messaging delivery. As we'll discuss later, the campaign, as Kevin mentioned, included FM radio ads, and we scheduled those to broadcast during those two busy commute times in the morning and the afternoon when school buses are out and people are headed home. So we don't have the DOT 2025 crash facts yet. So we're going to look at crash data from 2024. There were 1,125 crashes involving a school bus that year. 258 were injury crashes and 3 people were killed. So I was able to find information on 2 of those fatal crashes. In one, a driver died in a head-on crash when they were illegally passing a stopped school bus. And another, a person was killed when a bus driver pulled out in front of someone, but there were no students on board for that crash. 19 of these crashes in 2024 were due to a driver passing a stopped school bus, which resulted in 5 injuries. So thankfully, despite the number of crashes and illegal passings, injuries to kids are relatively rare, but of course, no death or serious injury is acceptable. So even though this is not an annual occurrence, we have to do everything that we can to stop these from ever happening. We have had some tragedies in our state. In 2013, a driver passed a stopped school bus and killed an 11-year-old in Kernersville. In 2021, a 10-year-old was hit and killed while getting off of a school bus. And in 2023, a 6-year-old was hit while trying to board the bus. That child made a full recovery, but was in critical condition for a while. So it doesn't happen often, but when there is a crash like this, it's always severe. Children don't usually survive injuries from reckless drivers that are, behind 2-ton vehicles. So we have people in our state that are passing stop school buses and endangering children. None of us want to see any more headlines like the ones we see here. So outside of the school bus, when children are walking to and from the bus is when they're most vulnerable. That's when they are at risk. It's when they're around other vehicles. But I want to make it clear that once they're on the bus, kids are very safe. In fact, NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, says that school buses are the safest vehicle on the road for your child. Children are much more likely to arrive to school safely and not be involved in a crash if they are in a school bus instead of a personal car or some other vehicle. So this is a really safe option for kids to get to and from school. It's one of the many reasons why we love the school bus. This beloved bus also helps to prevent congestion. Every school bus keeps over 27 cars off of the road and out of traffic. So we do want to keep kids on school buses. They're a vital part of our school system. We just need to work on improving the safety of drivers around them. So what problems are we trying to solve with this campaign? First, as we mentioned, unfortunately, North Carolina drivers don't all know or understand the school bus stop law. They also don't seem to know what school bus lights mean, or they failed to notice the school bus lights. Some drivers aren't paying attention to school buses, and some drivers are just being reckless, period. And so that involves being reckless around school buses. So we built this campaign to address each of these problems by delivering materials across a variety of platforms. First, to address the lack of understanding about the law, we developed materials that simplify the law and make it easier to remember. Same for the lights. We developed graphics and videos and jingles to explain what the school bus lights mean and encourage drivers to look for children when they see those flashing lights. To encourage more drivers to pay attention to school buses, our messaging emphasizes the association between school buses and children. So basically, we want drivers to see buses and think of kids, not delays. We really want the focus to be on children and children's safety first. And lastly, we highlight that this is a shared responsibility, that we're all involved with keeping kids safe and protecting them by paying attention to school buses and stopping when required. So how do we do this? One, in our pre-campaign development research, we analyzed online conversations about school buses. We looked at relevant crashes, passing events, etc. We also asked school bus drivers and the public for their opinions. So why do you think people pass stopped school buses? What is the issue? We asked people to share their experiences, if they ever accidentally passed a school bus or if they were a passenger when a driver had an illegal passing or when they illegally passed a bus. So we did a little bit of qualitative digging on social media to see what the issues were. But we're also continuously testing North Carolina drivers using what we're calling the North Carolina School Bus Trivia Quiz. So this survey is structured like a game, like a trivia game, but it also really gives us valuable data. So participants are quizzed on the school bus stop law and what the school bus lights mean, and they're also asked questions about beliefs and attitudes and demographics. So we'll walk through some of the questions now so you can see what it involves and also where the data stands today. Of course, we'll also share the link to this game in the post-webinar email. So help us spread this around. It's good because it tells us what North Carolina drivers know, but the real magic is that this is also a school bus stop law lesson in disguise, as you will see. So here's the first question, and I do want to ask for some participation here. So let's see, did you have the option to do a thumbs up for participants? Can anyone give me a thumbs up? Okay, you can raise hands. Okay, great. Okay. And do you have other options or just that one? I guess we'll do it in the chat because I can't quite see. I think you can just raise hands. So what we're going to do is, as we go through these, if you think the blue car has to stop, just put stop in the chat. Or if you think they don't have to stop, just put, don't have to stop in the chat. So here's the first one. If you are driving in the blue car in the image below, approaching the stop school bus, would you be required by North Carolina law to stop? Put your answer in the chat. Yeah, okay. All right, so yes, in this one, you do have to stop. And 84% of people who took this trivia quiz got this correct, so that's good. I'm not sure if the attendees are able to use the chat. So apologies if you're having issues. I only see Kevin in the chat, so sorry if we're having difficulties with the chat. We'll just keep going. So you can say your answers to yourself. Oh, I do see them in the chat now. Okay, so I guess it is working. All right, so here's the second one. If you were driving in the blue car approaching the stop school bus, would you be required by law to stop? Give you a few moments. Now they're coming in. Yes, okay, great. I'm glad it's working. All right, so no, in this situation, you do not have to stop. And we'll talk through the exact reason why later. Right now, we're just going to go through the questions. About 67% of people who took this trivia quiz got this one right. How about this one? You're in the blue car again, approaching the stop school bus. Would you be required by law to stop? Got a 4-lane undivided road. Great participation. Thank you, everyone. All right, yes, you do have to stop in this one. And 81% of people who took the trivia quiz got this one right. So that's good. How about this one? Again, you're in the blue car, approaching the stop school bus. Would you be required to stop? Seeing lots of yeses. Good. Yes, you do have to stop. And I'm happy to see that everyone's getting this right. And everyone who took the trivia quiz also got that right. So this one we're good on. How about this one? So this one features a 2-lane road divided by a median. Again, if you're the blue car approaching the stop school bus, would you be required to stop? This includes a median. All right. No, in this one, you do not have to stop because the road is divided by the median. So 76% of people got this one correct. In this one, the blue car is in the middle turning lane. It's a 4-lane road. The blue car is approaching the stopped bus from behind. Would you be required by law to stop? Yes or no? Yes, you do have to stop. You never pass a stopped school bus from behind. So great job, everyone. 89% of people got this one right. So now you've seen some of the trivia questions related to the school bus stop law. And as you saw in the data, there was some misunderstanding in the North Carolina public. So let's look now at the historical resources that are available about the stop law. So in my pre-campaign research, I found that dozens of North Carolina organizations were posting this old PDF of the school bus stop law from DMV. Raise your hand if you have seen this online or if you've used it. I see it everywhere. And as you can see, it contains a ton of information, right? It has basically all the scenarios, but it's very small text. It's very busy. And it is clearly formatted for print, to be printed out and posted somewhere. It's not formatted for social media. But this is what was available before we started this project. And And so this is what is still widely distributed. And you can see an example here. I took a screenshot in the middle from I think it's a local sheriff's office that posted. And as you can see, it's hard to read. The other thing about this is that, as you all know, we live in a scrolling world. So many people don't want to spend more than a few seconds as they're going through Facebook or whatever their platform is, looking at something before they scroll on. So we likely aren't teaching people much if they can't read very quickly and understand what our post is trying to get at. So our team, we looked at this and we said, okay, how can we simplify this? How can we make this easier to read, easier to understand, and importantly, more fit for our scrolling world? And our solution was to reduce all of this down to when drivers do not have to stop. So we wanted to change this strategy so that the default for all drivers is to stop, and then we only have to explain the situations where you do not have to stop. So this is one of our updated, simpler graphics. As you can see, the copy here is very simple. Everyone stops unless there's a median or 4 lanes plus a turning lane or median. So this graphic gives you all the information you need in a simple, clean format. And it's sized for social media and phone viewing, where most of our outreach occurs. So don't worry about saving this. This is included in the toolkit. We'll be providing the link shortly, and also in the email following this webinar. So this is in the toolkit. And I wanted to take this a step further and also make it something memorable that would stick. So bear with me. We're going to do a short demonstration. I'm going to say the first part of a jingle, and I want you to type in the comments if you know what company I'm referring to. Okay, so the first one, the best part of waking up is what? Yes, so many people. Folgers in your cup. Yes, jingle. That's great. Folgers in your cup. Okay, number 2, like a good neighbor. Yep, State Farm. Everyone's getting it. Yes, great job. Okay. So just 2 quick examples of how sticky jingles can be. What that just means that it sticks in your brain. You remember it, you recall the company, you probably think of their logo when you think of it. And it's especially good for marketing. And so our team, we're involved in behavior change marketing, but we can still use the strategies from traditional marketing, right? So we can still learn from Folgers and State Farm and model what they're doing, but do it for safety. So especially when we hear these things over and over, it helps us to recall that information. So we made a jingle for the school bus stop law. We wanted something that would stick in everyone's minds so that they could easily remember the law. This PSA, so not the video that you're about to see, but just the audio, was included in last year's campaign. It was broadcasted to 3 different radio stations in our target area in Cumberland County last year. So I'll play this is the newer video for 2026 that includes the jingle. On a single school day this year, over 2,500 drivers illegally passed a school bus on North Carolina roads. Do you know when to stop for a school bus? Everyone stops for the bus unless you're on the other side of a median or on the other side of a 4-lane road with a turning lane. We all stop for the bus unless there's a median or 4+. We all stop for the bus unless there's a median 4+. This message is brought to you by ITRE at NC State University and the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, paid for by the North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program. Okay, so go home and sing that jingle to yourself, sing it to your kids, share it with your friends. And fun fact, that's my dad singing. So we had a good time making the jingle. So again, this is featured in the toolkit. We'll be sharing this out. And if you are on social media, I would really encourage you to share this video, share the jingle. If you have a local radio station, like if you live near a university that does free PSAs, the audio file is also available. So we want this jingle to be as recognizable as Folgers or State Farm. So we can help spread this around. The toolkit also includes graphics with the same jingle. So as you can see here, we all stop for the bus unless there's a median or 4+. And when we're doing our outreach, we're adding additional details to explain what do we mean by that? What is a median? Not everyone knows what a median is. What do we mean by 4+? That's 4 lanes plus a turning lane or 4 lanes plus a median. Okay. Here's another one of our videos that's available in the toolkit. So our goal is to have a couple of different options. I won't even go through all of them in this webinar. But basically, we want a library available to all of you so that within your own outreach, your own networks, you can choose what works for you, what you like the best. Video content really gets the most engagement online right now. So we have a lot of different short form videos there that are available. But we also have graphics for platforms like Instagram. So hopefully, within the library, you can find something that fits what you're looking for and a good variety so that you can post more than one time. Okay, so now let's talk about school bus lights. In the trivia game, we also ask a series of questions about the school bus lights. This is the first one that everyone sees. So again, type your answer into the chat. If you see a school bus with flashing yellow lights, what does that mean? Give you a few moments. Yep, preparing to stop. Yes. You all know what you're talking about. That is correct. So if you see flashing yellow lights, the school bus is about to stop and let children off of the bus. Good news, most people got this one right. But as you can see, we did have a handful of people that thought either that the bus is always flashing yellow lights, or they thought that this meant the school bus was going slower than the speed limit. So we can still, educate some folks about what the yellow lights mean. Okay, we also asked, what should you do if you're behind a school bus and they start flashing yellow lights? Again, most people got this one right, similar to what you put in the chat: slow down, prepare to stop. We want to keep emphasizing this. Okay, are you looking for the lights? Okay, what does that mean if they're flashing yellow? So our campaign includes materials that are focused on school bus lights, including this PSA that, again, was used in Cumberland County radio ads. We have the audio file separate, and then this year we're adding this video that will also be available.
North Carolina children rely on us to keep them safe as they travel to and from school. The lights on school buses warn us when the bus is about to stop. Flashing yellow lights mean the school bus is slowing down and preparing to stop. Flashing red lights mean the school bus is stopped and there are kids getting on and off the bus. Slow on yellow, stop on red. Bus lights tell us, kids ahead. This message is brought to you by ITRE at NC State University and the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, paid for by the North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Okay, again, not quite a jingle, but a little bit of a rhyme, hopefully to, again, make it a little bit more sticky so that folks can recall, okay, slow on yellow, stop on red, bus lights tell you, kids ahead. Something to help you remember. So our team also developed social media graphics that are focused on school bus stoplights, similar messaging to what you see in the videos. These are also available in the toolkit. So so this is the link to the toolkit. We'll be adding a couple of new videos shortly that are already up on YouTube. So our goal here was to develop materials that make it easy for people to understand the school bus stop law, what the school bus lights mean, and to remember to follow those laws. So as we've mentioned a couple of times, we've compiled all these materials into a toolkit to hopefully make it easier for anyone who's interested in school bus safety to help us spread the word to improve safety. Okay, so this toolkit includes a number of things I'll go through briefly. First of all, there's a traffic safety calendar for North Carolina schools. So this basically is a reference with social media content that can be copied and pasted onto your own pages. This includes visuals. So there's for each one, there's either a graphic or a link to a video, as well as post content, hashtags, relevant tags for whatever topic that might be. So as you can see in the screenshot, this is an example for May. So May is Bike Safety Month. So if at your school you want to start doing more posts about traffic safety, this gives you options for different months of the year. And of course, we include all of the school bus content, especially around the fall. So the toolkit also includes links to the videos that you saw today, as well as some new ones, social media graphics. There's a file for a poster that can be printed off. And if you'd rather like post something up in the hallway at your school, it has a link to the trivia game, the PSA files. The link is right there. I'll also put it into the chat. School bus toolkit. As I mentioned, we'll be updating this as we add new materials. So 2026, our team is working on the new, slightly updated campaign. So we are going statewide this year. We'll again have social media ads. If you would like to see those directly, you can follow our, on I think it's Facebook and Instagram is both ITRE_safety. We'll also have iHeartRadio, FM radio ads, so they should be hopefully statewide. We'll have Spotify ads, Google ads, and YouTube. So hopefully you'll come across them naturally, since I'm assuming many of you live in North Carolina, but you can also help us to share those. So the files, again, are available in the toolkit, or if you see the campaign, if you see an ad, you can also share the ad. So we're looking forward to that. I wanted to share one screen that has all of these resources listed. So if you wanted to take a screenshot, again, we'll send these out after the webinar. So the NC Vision Zero website has a school bus safety page. So that includes some crash data, links to resources, information for various groups. Of course, there's the school bus toolkit. If you would like to receive outreach materials, including school bus and other topics, we also have an email that goes out monthly with the traffic safety topic of the month and similar resources like you saw today. If you would like to receive updates on future webinars like this one or training events, you can also sign up for the North Carolina Traffic Safety Conference emails. And the last link that you see there is for our YouTube channel. Again, if you subscribe, you'll get an alert when we post new videos, especially the short form. That's what we're really focused on right now. Okay, so thank you again for joining us. We do have some time for Q&A, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. We appreciate your time today. And like I said, we'll send out this recording of the webinar and all the links that you saw today within the next week. So do we have any questions? Okay, let me see. All right, what about sharing these videos to the DMV screens? That's a great idea. I don't know the first thing about how to get that. So if anyone has a contact at DMV or knows how we could potentially get these school bus safety videos into the DMV waiting room TVs, let me know. That's a great idea. Okay, will we have more trainings? Yes. So our team hosts the traffic safety webinar series, which starts up in October of this year. So if you sign up the email.nctrafficsafetyconference.org, you should receive alerts when those are posted. So yes, we will have more trainings. There is a school bus safety week, but I believe it's in September, not August. Maybe one of the Kevins can correct me if that's wrong, but I think it's in September or October.
October. It's
October.
October 19th through the 23rd this year.
Thank you. Yes, so that's School Bus Safety Week. We'll be doing another push for the campaign during that time. Okay. Any other questions? I plan to partner with Highway Patrol, Traffic Safety. I'm not sure what TSI stands for. Thanks, Ellen. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Well, if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. My email's listed on the screen there. We're also, happy to talk directly if you'd like to do more of a focused effort in your area. Let me know. And otherwise, we appreciate your time today. And thanks for helping us to improve school bus safety. Hope you have a good afternoon. Thanks. I'm going to leave my screen up in case anyone else wants that information. Okay, thanks everyone.